Hi, everybody out there in internet land.
Welcome to Skin Deep with Dr. Amy Miller.
And I'm Dr. Amy Miller. I'm coming at you from St. Louis Skin Solutions here in St. Louis, Missouri. And we have a very exciting topic today.
We are talking about men in aesthetics and what they love and what they're doing and why it's not taboo.
And why more should do it.
Amen. Let's go. So let's introduce our friend.
Well, this is Derek. And Derek has been a patient for
3 years, I think.
3 years?
Yeah, three or
Okay.
4. Yeah.
And he is aging in reverse.
Well,
Absolutely.
yes, absolutely.
Oh, but we forgot something.
What's that? Oh,
Oh,
the most
So
important.
the most important part, Derek, the way we got Amy, Dr. Miller to do these podcasts was
Yes.
I bribed her with wine.
Oh,
So
okay.
after we see patients, we have wine. The only way she can see
Oh,
to a
yeah.
weekly
sure,
podcast.
asked her. I bet.
No, we
I'm
actually had to
teasing.
do 2 podcasts with no wine because we had to do
I
them in the
Yes.
morning.
And it was very
Yes.
stressful.
So anyways, today we are drinking the Sea Stone Sauvignon Blanc from the Marlborough region of New Zealand, which is my favorite region. Unlike the one we had on another podcast, this one is not from France, so it's a little more acidic. It's got that little bit more of a bite at the end of it,
Good.
but it is very lovely.
Mhm.
This, I think, is about a $12 bottle of wine at Total Wine. If they
Oh,
want
wow.
to sponsor us, we would love to have them. St. Louis Skin Solutions, 13100 Manchester Road.
So yes, this is great for warm weather. We're sitting out
wine.
on the deck. Yes, absolutely.
Pool wine?
Pool
Pool.
wine.
I just put in a pool.
You did just put in a
I'll
pool.
get some of those.
There
from my
you go.
pool.
There
we
you go.
go. There should be a new category.
Pool wine.
Yes.
Mhm. Okay, but we digress. So off to men and aesthetics. So, Derek, why did you come in the first place? What was your motivation?
Yeah. So, I mean, I just turned 40, and I was looking in the mirror and I kept thinking, I can't believe how much I'm aging in such a short period of time. Until about 38, I didn't notice really any aging. I had great skin. It was naturally just doing its thing. And I just looked in the mirror and thought, like, man, I'm getting rougher. My skin doesn't look as healthy. My under eye area is not looking like it used to. And I actually thought about it for a while, but didn't come for the same reasons probably that you're talking about. I thought, oh, I don't want to be one of those guys that goes and looks really crazy or fake or
Right.
overfilled. And I didn't really know what options there were out there. And I work in this world, which is crazy. You would think I would know, doing a lot of makeup, and that's the world I come from. Even in that world, you would think like, oh, well, he would just come right in. But there was still this level of like, I don't want to look crazy, or I don't want to look
Right.
insane, or I just want to, I just want my skin to look healthy. And so when that's really what brought me in the first time here was I was feeling like my skin didn't look healthy. And I had sort of a few years earlier, there was a good gauge of what it could look like.
Sure.
And I was seeing it sort of deteriorate faster than I wanted it to.
I had a professor in med school who said aging wasn't a slow decline. It's like a stair step, like you plateau and then suddenly boom.
Yeah.
And then you plateau for a while, boom.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
a
think
great
that's
analogy.
yeah,
That's a
so
great
true.
analogy. So one of the things that we talk about often on our podcast is the way that we do consultations here at St. Louis Skin Solutions. Talk to me about, make me not a liar, because you don't know what
Yes.
I talk about in
I have no idea what you do.
our podcast. But
And you didn't do my consultation
I did not
either.
do your consultation.
So I can tell you, I was nervous coming in because I wasn't using a lot of products.
Mhm.
I had maybe like 2 or 3 things I was using regularly, plus what face wash I was using. And so I brought them in and they had me lay them out. And she did not say, you're doing everything wrong. She said, well, this is actually a pretty good product and your face wash isn't terrible. It's not the best. I think you could find something that's better. But she was like, I don't think you need to spend a ton of money on extra products. I think if we just get you on a better moisturizer and a retinol, I think you're going to see a huge difference. And neither one of them were outrageous. I didn't feel as if I was making a huge financial commitment to that part of it. And then we just talked through sort of what it was that I was not happy with. And we started kind of really slow. I felt very comfortable in my initial, and I came in thinking I'm going to do this consultation and then I'm probably never going to go back.
Right.
Because I had gone in before and felt that we were talking earlier, like a used car salesman was selling me something. And it was like, well, you're going to do this and then you're going to do this and then this, and it was getting more and more expensive. And I thought, it's not that I didn't want to make a financial commitment. It's just that I didn't want to feel like I was making something like a house payment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so
Right.
I tell everybody when I refer people here is like, it's the only place I had ever been where I didn't feel like I was being sold to.
Mhm.
I feel like I was being cared for. I think those are very different.
I 100% agree.
Okay, so I felt very comfortable, and right away I was like, this is an easy plan. I'm not breaking the bank. And I was like, I'm going to give it 6 months and see what it does. And
And now we're best
never
friends.
stopped. I never stopped. No, it was great. I mean, everything they said would happen happened. And I think there was really measurable things you guys were doing here to show it to me. I mean, you did, I can't remember what it's called.
The Vizia?
The Vizia, yes, where you told me my skin age.
Yep.
And then 6 months later, it had gotten better. And 6 months later, it gotten better again. And so I just was progressively seeing a clear metric.
Mhm.
And when they would put the photos side by side, you guys take photos here. It's like, wow, there's a huge difference from where we started to where we are.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we've talked a lot over the years about that barrier for men to come in. So Dr. Miller wrote a paper several years ago. So we're going to play through a little bit of it.
Yeah.
A publication in the Journal of Aesthetic Nursing.
Yeah.
And so we're going to play through a couple of things that we think that men like, but guess what? We are not men.
Yep.
Well, one thing I remember writing this paper many years ago. It was probably 2018, I would say. But one thing I remember talking about a lot was that physicians tend to treat women in the aesthetic realm.
Right.
And so they take their training and what they do for women and apply it to the male face. And that doesn't translate.
Nope.
The male face is fundamentally different than the female face. And sure, you may have some patients who want to look more feminized, but your average guy wants to look more masculine.
Yep.
Right?
That was a big deal to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to come
Absolutely.
out looking feminized. I mean, look at, who was that? Kenny Rogers?
Oh,
Who
that-
was it? The facelift?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kenny Rogers.
So even the surgeons, the same technique, and it doesn't translate necessarily to a male face.
Yeah.
So you have to be cognizant of that. The key is to not to feminize a male face and to masculinize it if we can. And I remember I actually gave a talk on this paper at a conference in Las Vegas where all the aesthetic conferences are. And I was talking about the jawline and how a male jawline, how if you square it off, it's more masculine.
Yep.
And I showed a before and after picture of a guy, and then he was a little overweight, so not a well-defined jawline, and then after filler with a very strong square jawline. And I said to the audience, if you were in the 800s in England and being attacked by the Vikings, which guy would you follow out to fight the Vikings?
Right.
Right?
All right.
And I really think I offended a lot of the men in the audience. A lot of the male doctors were not happy with that. And I thought about it afterwards, and women are judged on their looks all the time.
Right.
Yep.
And now it's kind of coming around that men are kind of feeling that same pressure that women have always felt.
Right.
So darn it, I don't feel bad for offending them.
No.
Should I?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's becoming more common. I think for years, just what you're saying, women were put under a microscope and men just aged however they aged.
Right.
If you had
Men got
like,
distinguished, women got crotchety.
it just was
a battle axe.
Battle axe, yeah.
It was expected that men in their 50s would get a dry, crepey, sort of ashy looking skin. That was totally fine because they were in their 50s. And women in their 50s were still expected to look like they were in their 30s. Like they're putting 5 creams on a day and like makeup over everything. And that is starting to level out, I think, some.
Yeah. So men are feeling more of the pressure. And part of that social media.
Yep.
Yeah.
I also think part of it is, something we talk about also is longevity. Like when you were 50, that was kind of old age.
Yeah.
That's true.
And now 50 is middle age, early middle age even.
Yeah. Have you
right?
seen those memes of like actors from
Yes.
All in the Family and
Well,
what
yeah.
age they were?
Alice Brady was 40. The
Yeah,
maid on the Brady Bunch was 40 years old.
Yeah.
Take that one in.
Yeah.
And that's so young.
Yeah.
But the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
They were all in
Yeah.
their 50s.
Yeah.
They were our age.
I know. And a 50-year-old, now you put like, Tina Fey next to what these Golden Girls look like. It's hysterical.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? That's so
Absolutely.
crazy.
But I think that goes to all the things that we talk about here about peptides and about taking care of our health inside, outside, exercise.
Yeah.
All of those things are things of where the aesthetic world is now going.
Yeah.
So what parts of these things are you excited about that you hear coming down the pipeline in the aesthetic world? Because you are in our world.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't know anything about lasers when I came here. Lasers are very exciting to me now. I get lasered every quarter. Every 3 months, I'm here getting my laser done. People always ask me, does it hurt? I'm like, very mildly. If you can handle a sunburn, you can handle a laser. There's nothing crazy about it. They numb you first. You don't feel it much. And I'm like, and the downtime is almost nothing for me. I mean, I'm red for a day or so.
Sure.
And then I peel.
Part of that is because your skin is healthy. It's in a good place. It
Yeah.
heals fast. But
Yeah.
you've gotten to that place.
Yes, the first time was more intense, but now that I keep up with them and I'm regular with them, that doesn't bother me. I've done microderm here before. The stuff that is interesting to me is I'm very interested in peptides now. Peptides are the big new thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's peptides for everything.
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, and so I think that's a whole new frontier of things. And I like things that personally, I'm not huge into fillers. I'm okay with aging, that's not the fear. It was just the lack of life in my skin. I mean, I don't care if over time I get some wrinkles. I just want my skin to look healthy as it does those things.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was like, well, I'm not trying to take all the character out of my skin. I don't want to look like I've been scrubbed down by Facetune.
Right.
So
Yeah.
for me, that was, I made that very evident. And I said it a lot when I came in. And I think everyone here really listen to that. I'm like, I wear a beard. I don't want to have a beard and then look like a woman from the beard up.
Right.
Right.
I think that it's been, like I said, it's just been great to come to a place where people listen.
Yeah.
And I think every time I come in, I ask you, I'm like, I read about this thing. I heard about this thing. What do you think about this? And sometimes she goes, no,
Yeah.
that's not.
And sometimes I say, let me research
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Yeah. And I think
I
that
love
to
about
me is
You
what,
wanted to rip your face off laser. And she said, Dr. Miller said, no, not now.
yeah.
Maybe later. But
Yeah, I was
no.
like, what about this laser? And she was like, no, you do not need that.
Yeah.
And so, but I mean, that's rare. I think
Right.
in this industry,
Mhm.
you
It's
come in.
unfortunate.
It is
That's-
unfortunate.
Yeah, but you come in and ask for the more expensive treatment, and then the person goes, you don't need that yet.
Yeah.
That's not very normal in this world where somebody goes, ooh, more expensive. We can get them into that treatment. Yeah. So, I mean, that is one of the big reasons that I refer so much here. And people stop me and say, man, your skin is looking really good. What are you doing? And I'm like, gotta go to Skin Solutions. They're
That's
the ones.
awesome. I love that.
When I first opened the office and it was just me and my receptionist, that was an important thing for me. It was not to make the patient feel like they were being oversold and
Right.
felt like they didn't want them to feel like they were in a used car
That's
sales
our whole
lot.
mission statement is we're going to partner with you.
Yeah.
To help you age the way you want to. Not
increase-
how we want you to age, how
Right.
you want to age.
Yeah.
Like, this is what it's all about. And I think we've done a pretty good job of getting our
Yeah.
people all rowing in the same direction to make people feel confident and comfortable. In consultations, it's, like, well, what do you do? Microneedle.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
like, what else? Tox.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what else?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good skincare.
Well, we practice what we teach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We do all the
Exactly.
treatments,
Yep.
so we know what they're
Yep.
like.
Yep. People say, they're like, well, you could tell me anything. Sure could. Sure could. Not going to.
Right.
Right. That's just it.
I
Because that does not bode well for a long-term relationship if you
Right.
sell a person something they don't need.
Well, it doesn't build trust.
Right.
Right.
Well, and I can tell you another example of this was just a huge, I don't want to say eye-opening, or I'm not sure what the right way to say this is, but when I first started getting lasered here, I think I told you this story. My sister-in-law was like, whatever you're doing, you have to give me the secret. You look so different. And she lives in New York, New Jersey, New York. And she said, what is this kind of laser? And I said, it's called a LaserMD. But if some people, there's another one called Moxie. They're pretty much similar. I'm like, but that's what I get done. And for the price that I was paying here for a single treatment, she's like, you're obviously giving me the wrong thing because it's 4 times as much as what you're saying the cost is here. And I came to Dr. Miller and she said, well, that is kind of the recommended cost, but we decided a long time ago, if we brought the cost down, we would get more repeat and people would stay up on it and they'd actually see the benefit,
Right.
because it takes 2 or 3 times to start actually seeing the benefit. But if you're only going to come once and do it, you're going to write a review and say, it didn't work.
Didn't work.
Exactly.
Right.
So I think that again just says exactly what we're seeing you're saying, which is the pricing was made so that we could keep up on it here. And I think that really speaks to what your guys' mission is, which is make it affordable for you to keep up on the thing that you love to do for your skin. Otherwise, you know, what do you sacrifice?
You're going affordable, but you're not going cheap. You're not, but you're getting FDA approved, good treatments with a medical doctor in practice.
That is the other thing I say all the time.
Like, she's here. I'm just going to boast on her for a minute. She's in one of our practices 4 days a week.
Yes.
And if she's not in the practice, I can pick up my phone and get her on the phone in 30 seconds or less. If she doesn't answer, then I call her husband and then she'll be back. But that's okay. But she's here. If anything goes sideways or a provider has a question, there's a contraindication, something bad happens with the patient, knock on wood, we pray that those don't happen, but it could.
And what I love is the staff is comfortable calling me and asking me.
Yep. Absolutely.
And that's what I want. I want that comfort level. Because I remember being an intern, being scared to death to call the attending and ask.
One of our girls came up to me the other day and you weren't in the office and she said, can I call Dr. Miller? It was Andrea. And I was like, yeah, of course you'd like, it's a medical question. Of course you can call Dr. Miller. She said, well, it could wait till, I was like, just call her. It's fine.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
That's the way it is. Now, don't call her if you want to call out. Don't call her if you want to have a scheduling issue. But if there's a medical question, that's why she's here, right? Like that to me is, you know, number one, why we've been around for so long. Number two, why our patients love us is because they feel safe.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, that was a huge, I mean, I'm married to a doctor.
Right.
So because of that, like just even saying like there's an actual, you know, board certified doctor here. It was like, oh, well, you should definitely go there.
Yeah.
Because it's just, you know, we see what happens in the news at some of these aesthetics places and what people are doing and not buying high level injectables and things like that nature.
Black market. Yeah.
Yeah. And so like knowing that I've got a doctor here who, if something goes wrong, I mean, she's biopsied me before when we thought I had, you know, we had a spot that we were worried could be cancerous on my foot. She biopsied, she was able to send it off to the lab and give me a real, you know, answer. And I wasn't like, well, now I've got to go make an appointment with a doctor and I could do all of that here.
Right.
So,
we just want to take care of our people. Like, I mean, that's how you build relationships. You take care of your friends, you take care of your loved ones.
Yep.
That's what.
And real people.
Real people.
Down to earth people.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never forget when I first started, I went to another med spa and I walked in, we were talking.
Yes.
And there were all these 20-somethings, bleached blonde, and, you know, breast dogs.
Yeah.
Yes, and huge heels. I mean, I can't wear heels anymore.
No.
And you just feel so like, you walk in and you feel like a slob.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I'm like, I don't belong here. And and that's another thing I did not want to make people feel like. I wanted them to feel welcome. And
we make people on our staff from 24 to 64.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
I love it.
I work with 4 people who I've referred here and we work together every day. And every time this place comes up, they're like, we love it there.
I love that.
And it's because it's always that exact thing that you're mentioning. They're like, it's like real people who work there. And I don't feel uncomfortable because I don't look like a Barbie doll.
Right.
And I don't want to look like a Barbie doll. Right. I just want to have good, healthy skin.
Yep.
And so they're like, thank you for referring us to a place where they're like, we had gone to 4 other places in St. Louis and we didn't go back. And now they all come regularly.
Yeah.
And they love it here and I love it here. So I think,
appreciate
you know, that it's obvious, I think, when we've all gone other places.
Sure.
And been like, I've done a consultation before and been like, I'm not going back there.
Right.
I was uncomfortable the whole time. I felt like I was being sold to. Everybody looked like plastic.
Yep.
You know, it didn't make me feel like I didn't want to look like that.
Right.
And that was put a fear in me that like, what are they going to do to me? because they've all done all of it.
Right.
And I don't need all of it.
Right.
I just
It's like
want to
a
have better
hairdresser with
skin.
really bad hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same concept.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, I was saying earlier, I work as a makeup artist. If you come, and that is actually one of the big deals about my own skin. I
Yeah.
thought people are sitting in my chair every day, and I don't wear makeup at all, but I thought if I look like I don't take care of my own skin, then what trust are they going to put in me that I can take care of theirs, even though it's makeup?
Right.
There's going to be a fear there of like, this crusty guy is going to do my makeup. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And he
so
does
it's
a
like,
great job of makeup. Look at all the pictures on our website. Those are
please,
all
please,
that
please,
makeup
please.
is Derek.
Well,
Yeah.
oh,
Fabulous.
thank you.
Yeah,
But no,
natural.
Yeah.
I do love it because I think now people, I can feel a different, not there's ever a difference, but I can tell they'll sit down and they'll go, wow, what are you doing for your skin?
Right.
That's a much better starting point than somebody saying nothing and thinking like, oh gosh, this guy needs a moisturizer on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
but I hear people
yeah.
say too, even I said to you today, like, hey, your skin just, it looks great. Like,
But you're doing
all the things.
you're doing the work. You're doing
I
the
do
daily
every
care.
single
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
I actually was on the phone with my aunt this morning. She was talking about her sister not healing from a surgery because she's not doing the exercises the doctor tells her to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And she's like, a doctor doesn't tell you to do them because they want you to have a hard day.
Right.
They tell you to do them because they know they work. They looked at 1,000, 1,000,000 case studies and they said, this is the way you heal this injury
Right.
after a surgery.
Mhm.
So when I came here, I remember right away, I think it was Laura who does my lasering. She was like, it won't matter if I laser you every 3 months if you don't do the things in the in-between
Mhm.
that you have to do. Keep up on your retinol, keep up on your daily moisturizer, and wear sunscreen everywhere you go.
Yep.
Right.
I follow that every day.
And that's key.
Mhm.
I do
key.
I get out of the shower. First thing I do, I go straight to the counter. I moisturize right after the shower. I put sunscreen
job.
on.
Yep.
In the night, I wash my face, retinol, moisturizer,
Mhm.
under eye, go to bed. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, it's just part of what I do
Part
every
of
day.
your routine.
Yep.
It just
Yeah.
gets to be natural.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's what makes the biggest difference.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
over the
Consistency is
longest
key.
time, I keep seeing it get better and better instead of I'm getting older and older. It should be getting worse, but it's actually getting better because I'm just sticking to
You're
the
doing the
protocol.
things.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not hard. You're not swinging
Yes.
from the rafters, doing crazy things.
And I'm not spending a fortune. I mean, honestly, I'm not. And if Dr. Miller ever said, hey, I'm starting to notice you're getting these things right, maybe we should switch your product, I would absolutely do it.
Sure.
Because
sure.
everything we've set up to this point has worked exactly the way we said it was going to. I've not had a bad experience. I haven't
Right.
had anything where I'm like, why did I buy this cream that was expensive?
Yeah.
And it didn't work. You know,
If that does happen, I guess you bring it back.
absolutely. And
right.
that's the other thing. It's like, I've tried a couple other things and gone right back. I'm like, nope,
Yeah,
this thing
yeah,
worked better for
yeah.
me.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody walked down the hall the other day. They're like, hey, Megan, so-and-so brought something back. What do you want me to do? They've used it. I'm like, take it back and give them what they want.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, that's a
Right.
no-brainer,
Right.
Yeah.
right? Like, if you're not happy and it's because of something that we recommended to you,
Yeah.
then that's on me.
Right.
Yeah.
We're going to swap that out for what you need.
Yeah. And not everything works for every skin type.
Exactly.
So
No.
sometimes you gotta
Exactly.
figure it out.
Mhm.
And sometimes it takes a little try.
Everybody needs a different prescription.
What's that?
Everyone needs a different
Yeah,
prescription,
exactly.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
for whatever that looks like.
I mean, I love the Hydrinity line
Yeah.
for women. It's great.
Yeah.
For me, the Skin Better Science men,
Better.
it works
So-
better for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's just more things that are formulated specifically for men in that.
Mhm.
And so because that one reason, it just really works for me. Now, when I'm working with a female client, I push the Hydrinity all the time because I think it's outrageously good.
Right.
But it's like,
Yeah.
I've learned those things coming to you guys.
Mhm.
Like, it's like, well, this works for me. That works for you.
Absolutely.
You know.
And people will have their favorites, right? Like,
Yeah.
my favorite right now is the Elastin Undry. That's one of my
There you
faves.
go.
Mhm.
See?
I love the Vital C from Image, and I love the Restorative from Hydrinity. So I've got a hodgepodge of things on in my vanity closet.
A total closet.
It's a closet.
Closet. Just,
Well, and you did ask earlier what brought me in, and I can tell you, I was working a lot with male celebrity clients. I
Uh-huh.
forgot to mention that. And all of them were talking about the things they were doing to keep their skin looking good. And I would work on them and think, well, this skin looks way better than mine.
Mhm.
What are
Like,
they doing?
what
And I
is it?
started asking, and they were saying things about, we get lasers, or I'm using this type of retinol, or I use this line of a skincare. And I thought, well, all of these men are the men that we as regular people
Yes.
want to look like.
You're right.
And so it's like, it's always a fantasy, but then you realize, oh, I can do that too. And I think that also took some of the fear out of it for me, because it's like, this guy is a very masculine looking man, but he has great
Skin.
moisturized, healthy
Yep.
skin. His barrier is good. He looks great. What is he doing? He doesn't look feminine. And then so it was like, some of that really was a driver too, because I was just around people that were in the industry who it's like, well, we're seeing them in magazines or in movies, and I'm working on their faces just for the makeup side, but I get to see it up close. And I'm like,
Right.
he's older than me and it does not look like my skin. So what is he doing?
And now
You
they're
know?
going to be asking you that.
Well,
Mm.
that's what I mean. I hope that is the case, because I love what has happened since I started.
You got to work on a Hollywood movie.
I did, yes.
It was filmed here in St. Louis.
It was here in St. Louis, and it will come out sometime this year still. They're still working on distribution. But I got to work with Tom Welling, who was former Superman, and he had great skin. And we had a lot of conversation
Yeah.
about what was he doing for his skin and how he keeps his skin. And so I just think, when you're having those conversations with people who play these like sort of ultra masculine roles, it takes some of that fear out of it, because you're like, okay, just like you mentioned years ago, Kenny Rogers
Yeah.
got one thing done and it was like his whole under eye looked so tight
Yeah.
and like unnatural. We're sort of past that, I think, time in aesthetics. I think there's so much you can tailor to
Yeah.
the person now.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So you don't have to worry about that nowadays.
No.
No,
Well, most of the time.
Well, here you don't have to worry about that. I will say
Okay.
that. I've seen a few things on TV where I'm like, who did that guy? What happened to him?
Yeah.
It's very bizarre.
Some of it's terrifying.
Well, on that note, guys, I think it's time we wrap up.
All right. Sounds great. So if you, like Derek, want to come hang out with us at St. Louis Skin Solutions, give us a call, 314-394-3915. Or you can reach out to us on our website, stlouisskin.com. Click that booking link. We'll get that consultation reserved for you. See you next time.
Bye.